All right. Welcome, everybody. If you are joining us live, then tonight is Wednesday, January 22nd of 2025, and we are here to give you information about community colleges, which is an amazing deal from every perspective, a career perspective, a financial perspective, a local support perspective. We have lots of great information about some programs at the community college and the Promise program, which gives California residents 2 years of free tuition. So we're excited to have some colleagues here tonight from the San Diego Community College District, and they're going to be sharing the information with you. We are also recording this, so starting tomorrow, it'll be available on the CalSOAP website, and the slide deck that they are using will also be available on the CalSOAP website. We have kind of a webinars blog section that we keep updated with this information. So if you want to get the slide deck, if you want to share this presentation with somebody else, if you want to come back and refer to it later, it's going to be available for use there on the calsoapsandiego.org website starting tomorrow. So my name is Carla Whitaker. I'm here from CalSOAP. We're the California Student Opportunity and Access Program. And about once a month, we do a webinar like this where we are offering information on different topics that are important at different times of the year. And the reason why January is an important time to highlight community colleges is now is when all their applications start to open for the fall term that's coming up, fall 2025. So I want to introduce our guests today. We have Luke Menchaca. He is here from that San Diego Community College District, which encompasses San Diego City College, Mesa College, Miramar, and the College of Continuing Education, and also his colleague in Outreach, Kay Moreno. And I will go ahead and let them take it from there. If you do have any questions, you're welcome either to put it in the Q&A or to put it in the chat. Either way, I'll be monitoring that and doing my best to answer questions or to ask our presenters to help answer questions. But any questions you have, please put them in the chat or put them in the Q&A. It's up to you. And Luke and Kay, I will go ahead and hand it over to you.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you again, Carla, and definitely a huge thank you to CalSoap for providing this space. And whether you're watching it live or you're watching a recording, I shall do my best to do a great presentation for you. But yeah, we're really excited to be here. I always like to provide a little bit of context, who I am and kind of where I'm coming from and why I get to do what I get to do, right? And so just a little bit about my journey specifically. I started back home in Santa Barbara and then actually started at my California Community College. I did a couple dual enrollment courses before I graduated high school, so that was a great first experience for myself. I later attended another community college and then eventually transferred to UC Santa Barbara, where I earned my bachelor's degree. Later, I finished a master's degree, and then I'm here today. And I think it's just a not the best example, but a good example for you to see what's possible with the community college. I think the thing that always amazes me about our students is what they're able to accomplish, whether they go on to NASA to be an astronaut, whether they're a judge, an attorney, whether they go to be a faculty member, a professor. I was just got to meet a colleague that is now the vice president at the San Diego College of Continuing Education, or someone's mother that did some courses and now is got into nursing, right? So it's a wide range of people, and all the things that you get to do could be so much more than you could possibly imagine, regardless of where you're starting. So yes, I'm speaking to the students, but I'm also speaking to the family members that might be watching this with you. This could be for you if you're looking at it. So without further ado, let's jump in and get started. And obviously, our district, we love our community. We love Cal Soap, and we just want to share a little bit of information with you. So we'll get started, and I'll try to be as entertaining as I can. We'll put some links in the chat, but make sure you check those, and we'll also, in our slide, we'll get you some links and information as well. So just make sure you tune in. So just briefly, we're going to talk about who our district is, why the San Diego Community College District, what you can accomplish, because that's always important to know what you can actually do here. Um, Community and support. I think sometimes we always talk about admissions and how to get started, but we want to just briefly share about who can help you as well. That's really important to us. And then lastly, the biggest thing about college is always the cost. So we want to just take away every single stress you have about paying for college tonight in our presentation. And I promise you won't really stress. Promise, right? Here we go. Let's jump in. So wide range of colleges all around you, centralized in Mission Valley is our district office, but really most importantly, we have Miramar College farthest north above the 52, Mesa College right in the middle above the 8 freeway, and then we got City College right beneath the 8 freeway. And then the one thing I always like to point out is the College of Continuing Education is all around us. It's not one campus. You got a ton of campuses there that are going to be able to help you with everything you need, all the way from completing high school, all the way through getting ready and doing some coursework that can get you ready for City, Mesa, or Miramar. So we'll dive in a little bit further, but I always like for folks to know that you can really see we're all around, and whatever college is closest to you, and maybe there's a college with a specific program, you can go there. It's not that hard to get from one college to college. Now, why the San Diego Community College District? We are a district, so we approach it together. There's one admissions application for City, Mesa, and Miramar, so you don't have to submit three, just one. Again, if you were a student that maybe did dual enrollment in high school, you did CCAP, anything like that, you really generally don't have to reapply again. So I don't want you to stress about that. One application that you have to do. After that, you'll get one student ID number, no problem. Again, if you took classes in high school, it's going to be the exact same student ID number. So we like to make it very easy for you if you did college classes while in high school. We have one student portal, so all of your courses when registering for City Mesa Miramar, as well as the College of Continuing Education, only one student portal, which makes your life really easy to manage. One financial aid application, you only have to put one of our colleges when applying for financial aid. It's super important to apply for financial aid, so make sure you do so, but one application. After that, one San Diego Promise application, which I'll get through later, one Canvas portal, and you're getting the idea behind what we can do. It's really one simple portal, one simple application to really do everything in our whole district. Now, the thing I love about our district is that the majority of our students, around 60 to 70% of our students, actually go to school at all three colleges. You're just choosing the schedule that works best for you. If you only want to go to school Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can take two classes at City, one at Mesa, one at Miramar to make your schedule. And with our different types of learning, when it comes to online coursework, in-person coursework, it really becomes a possibility. So if you want a 4-day weekend, some of our students only go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it makes it really easy for you to build the schedule based on what you have in your life. So for folks who think like, I can't go to college, I have to work, guess what? You can, because all the different styles of learning that we can get you into. So don't think that college is an extension of high school where the commitment is 9 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the evening. Can be that if you want, but you can adjust your schedule to make it work for you if you only want to go to school at night, or maybe you just want to do coursework on the weekend. So there is that possibility. Now, one thing I always like to discuss when it comes to this is what can you accomplish? And I'm going to say it straight up to you. You can actually accomplish a bachelor's degree at our district now. But I want to break this down, and this is the first time I'm kind of using it. So if you like it, let me know. If you don't, let me know. We could switch it up. So I really want to break down the idea of a bachelor's degree because a lot of people are pursuing a bachelor's degree. And I want to show you how the state of California has created a system for you to start at the community college. And then if you want to transfer, to get a bachelor's degree, say at like San Diego State, UC San Diego, or maybe you want to go to like USC and UCLA, we can help you get there. Or you can just finish here. Now, the first thing I like to mention is our non-credit certificate. And the thing I love about our non-credit is there's no enrollment fees. It's completely free. You don't have to stress about it. A lot of these programs are very focused, so they don't have a lot of extra courses that you have to take. It just allows you to finish extremely fast and move directly into a career. Large majority are career focused. It could be hands-on, it could be, fashion, it could be culinary, it could be automotive painting. So if you're into looking for a hands-on career and you want to get started working fast, earning money, you need income, this could be a great place to start. And did I mention it's free? And that's what's amazing. Now, the last thing I always like to mention is students sometimes want to start here, but they're like, oh, I don't want to waste my time. So we have a program that offers opportunities for you to go from non-credit to credit and earn some credit while you're doing it and start working towards a credit certificate. And speaking of the credit certificate, this is specifically at City, Mesa, and Miramar. And this is really exciting because, again, it's very similar to the college and continuing education non-credit certificate, but really it's built on the idea that you can earn and take some of those courses that you started at college and continuing education and work on them here. And again, very specific, very fast tracked. Your courses will only be in the discipline that you would like to learn. So if you want to do cosmetology, if you want to go into culinary at Mesa College, if you want to go into, you can go into our diesel mechanics program at Miramar College. You have options where if you just want to focus and only do what you want to do, you can do a certificate and it makes your time very fast. Now, the great part about it is that it builds on one another. So your certificate is going to go into your associate's degree. So I want you to say, although you start with your certificate, it can lead to your associate's degree. And I'm going to tell you how to get there. So there's your associate's, your certificate of achievement, and this is our credit certificate. And I'm going to show you how this builds together to make a bachelor's degree. So here we go. Next is your associate's degree. And this is really just building off of your credit certificate. And really, all we're adding is general education. The courses like math, English, history, science, all those courses we love from high school, right? We got them. We could do that with you. We can help you develop in that way. And a lot of times when students come, they think, oh, I got to do like 4 years of math again. Well, if you're not a math major, you actually don't. Sometimes students could take as little as 1 to 2 math classes max, and these courses could just last a year. So it's not so much a continuation of high school. We want you to get specific courses as it relates to what you want to do professionally. If the degree says, hey, you need this course for your program or your career, that's the course we're going to ask you to take. So again, this associate's degree, it's eligible for Promise, and we'll touch on Promise later. If you're looking to go to a four-year university like San Diego State, UC San Diego, this will be a great place to start with an associate's degree. And if you're like, I'm not really wanting to do that, you can still do the associate's degree and you can go right into a career when finishing. Now, like I told you again, I want to visually show you what the credit associate's degree looks like as it relates to a bachelor's degree. So we'll dive in again. So you have your credit certificate, you add your general education coursework, remember English, math, history, science, all those great courses, and that becomes an associate's degree. So you put those together, voila, you got an associate's degree. So you're at this point about halfway through a bachelor's degree. And a lot of times when I hear students start their journey, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to spend like tons of time working on a bachelor's degree." But then they get halfway and they're like, "I'm about 50%. Maybe I should go for it." So let's dive in and let's talk about bachelor's degrees. Now, we put a lot of stock into bachelor's degrees, and there's lots of careers out there that want you just to earn a bachelor's degree. And one thing that's brand new in the community college is that we're offering these. So, our second newest bachelor's degree is going to be cyber defense and analysis. That's going to be at San Diego City College. I mean, how many of us are on a computer or a phone today? Everybody, right? So this is a great way to really ensure your future. Computers and technology aren't going away, and security and keeping our devices safe are extremely important. So that's what that program kind of works on, helping you become a professional in that industry. Second, one of the oldest bachelor's degree programs in the state of California for community colleges will be our health information management. Now, when we think about going to a doctor's office, yes, sometimes you'll see paper files, but the majority of doctors are working on computers now. And this is how this position, this degree can help work within the health system to really manage all that data for doctors, for physicians, for nurses, for all the practitioners who support you medically. And this degree and program can really help you to join that field. Finally, our most recent addition to our bachelor's degree program is going to be our public safety management. Um, I think right now in California is an extremely difficult and challenging time. For those of you that are experiencing any issues with the fire, I just want to acknowledge that and just make sure that you're and yourself are being safe. But one position that you can see there that is really being integral is our firefighters. Miramar College does offer a firefighting academy and public safety management. This degree can help you become a professional in that industry to manage these type of things to ensure that our firefighters, our first responders are really there to manage everything that comes along within our really world when it comes to public safety. It could be health, it could be again our first line for front responders, right? So it's a great degree and program to really help you to go into the serving fields, and public safety is a growing need for our folks here in California and beyond. So public safety is definitely going to be high in need. So those are our bachelor's degrees. We're extremely excited to add more to our list, and we're working really, really hard to make sure that we have more options to keep you at our district if that's what you want to do. So bachelor's degrees are available for you. Now, what does that look like? Let's go back to our credit certificate. We got our general education. We got our associate's degree. Remember our associate's degree? Then we're going to do our upper division coursework. That's going to be all specifically in your programs in cyber defense, health information sciences, in our public safety. We do that coursework, you get your bachelor's degree. This can all be done at the San Diego Community College District, right? I'm going to touch a little bit in a couple slides about transferring, but hold on till then. But this is your bachelor's degree. Now, I always love to give a shout out to our career programs. I understand that it's not always the funnest thing to sit in a big lecture hall and to hear professors speak. I mean, sometimes I love it. I love being challenged. I love learning new things. But sometimes you like to be a hands-on learner. You want to get your hands dirty. You want to experience something. You want to build something. You want to help somebody. Some of my favorite experiences are going to visit our hands-on programs like the nursing program at San Diego City College, or which is always fun. I always mention the culinary program. They got like the best like version of their Chipotle. They got burritos. They make them there for you. Gourmet meats, gourmet drinks for you to have. A whole sandwich shop. So that's their courses. That's what they're learning to do. And then I have to say, one of my favorite graduations to attend is always the Fire Academy because they do a demonstration and you get to see folks that are actually learning to firefight. Hands-on careers, hands-on programs that you get to dive into. I'm not going to read all of them. You can kind of check them out there. But again, uh, health, global trade, energy, agriculture, water, environmental technology. So there's lots of different options, y'all. I really challenge you to go into our system, our application system, and see all the different options that you have. But college just isn't a textbook, and college just isn't sitting in a lecture hall. If you want to do some hands-on training and development, this is a great place for you to get it and then move right into the career that you want access to. So I didn't lie, y'all. And I want to come back to our bachelor's degree process. And for some of you, like your bachelor's degree, you may not see your bachelor's degree at our college. Maybe you don't want to do um, uh, information technology within the health system. Maybe you don't want to do cyber defense. Maybe you don't want to do public safety. That's okay. You can still come to us, earn your associate's degree, and then you can actually take your associate's degree and transfer it to maybe a school in the CSU or the UC system, schools like San Diego State, UC San Diego. Maybe you want to go out of state, like University of Texas or Georgia or Florida. Maybe you want to go to like schools like Ohio State. Shout out to them. They just won the national championship in football, right? So if you want to go somewhere and take your degree somewhere, you can do that. You go finish your upper division coursework, and once you do that, then you get your bachelor's degree from that school specifically. So our system works really well together. I'm just going to step back one time. You take your associate's degree that you earn, you go finish your upper division coursework at your CSU, UC, or your private school or out of state, and then you get your bachelor's degree. So what I always like to mention here, and I put these logos on this degree specifically, your bachelor's degree will only say your transfer college that you went to. It's not going to say from San Diego City College or from Mesa, from Miramar. It's a real bachelor's degree. And I don't want you to feel like your bachelor's degree is any less. The only thing that's different for you is that while your friends maybe earn a bachelor's degree, you already have your certificate, you already have your associate's degree, plus a bachelor's degree. So if you want to start working within that field, earning money, earning professional experience, you can absolutely do that. Now, a lot of schools won't touch on cost because I don't know, they just don't want to tell you. They don't want to scare you with the big number. Um, I don't really care because our we're extremely affordable. So let's talk about cost. We have a $46 per unit fee. If you're thinking about 12 units, that's $552. That's 12 units of full time. What we call full time is 12 units, $552 for that. We have a $21 health fee. You're important to us. We want to make sure you're safe, whether you want to get mental health, physical health services, we have that for you. So we do ask students to pay that $21 health fee. And then finally, I always love January and doing this presentation because this representation fee, and it's like, oh, it's $2, Luke. Why do I have to pay $2? Well, that $2 serves a really big purpose. And this weekend, I'm going to be heading to Sacramento, and 2 weekends from now, we're actually heading to Washington, D.C. And that $2 isn't mine. That $2 is going to support 4 students to represent you, our students, in Sacramento, as well as Washington, D.C., to advocate for change to provide more resources for our students. Some of the things that we're advocating for with those funds are financial aid reform. Why do students in states the cost of living is really low, and in San Diego we don't get that as much money, right? Why couldn't we have more money for the cost of living when it comes to our students so they can live? So that money goes a long way to help all of our student organizations, to put on programming for you, the student, and our student government and leadership to do advocacy work to then help you make a better college experience for yourself. So that money does not go to waste, okay? So each semester you're at our district for 12 units, you're looking at $575. Again, when you're comparing it to some of the other big universities and schools, it's very affordable. Now, I don't want to deter you from going to the big schools or universities because there is financial aid available. So I will never tell you to choose our school over a university, but I will tell you the underlying cost is $575. But let's talk about how we can eliminate that to $2. We have a program called the San Diego Promise. I'm gonna ask Kay to put that in the chat if we can, our website for the Promise. And the Promise is very special to us. Um, and really it's aimed to just eliminate all the stress that comes along with paying for college. And I remember back when I was having to go to school, and unfortunately for us, I didn't qualify for financial aid. So my parents had to pay that $500 out of pocket, and that was really difficult for us to do. And I know there's some students out there right now that if they have to pay for tuition, their enrollment fees, their health fees, their books, um, maybe a bill, or maybe they don't have a meal one day. So our goal behind the Promise is that we don't want you to have to think about paying for college, because we're going to make a promise to you to help you pay for college for the 2 years that you're with us, when you come to the San Diego Community College District. So, lots of words on the screen. Essentially, what we're going to do for you is we're going to eliminate your enrollment fee, your $46 per unit. We're going to eliminate the health fee. If you're a student that has access to other forms of financial aid, maybe it's California financial aid or federal financial aid, we're going to actually step in and provide you a $200 book grant. And that's going to be with you as long as you're in the Promise for up to 2 years. Now, the financial benefits are really good, but the thing I really, really, really appreciate the most is, the Promise has dedicated faculty. Those are counselors, college counselors, classified professionals like Kay here, project assistants and mentors. These are our students, former students that we hire and bring back to help other Promise students because they're experts, probably more than us, because they just took a class. Right. And then finally, administrators and coordinators, and I kind of fit into that category, and I get to support at the level where we can raise more money for you, and support you more in different ways based on what you need, right? Because this is about you, it's not about us. What do you need to be successful? So all those professionals come together, and we're here to help you. And it's not about our goals, it's not about what we're trying to accomplish. We want to hear and understand what you want to accomplish in life. And the Promise program is there to work through it and to make sure that you are successful. Now, with the Promise, like I said, we're going to waive your enrollment fee. We're going to waive the health fee. Unfortunately, I can't waive the representation fee yet, but your bill comes to a grand total of $2. And that's a great feeling to have. You'll never pay more than $2 when it comes to the enrollment fees. Um, if there is books and you will have to pay that, but for the most part, you can expect a $2 bill. Even honestly, real talk, the majority of our students pay zero because they have other forms of financial aid that can help them with the $2. But if you don't have any extra financial aid, this is what your bill would be: $2. If you're not cheering at home, you should be, or in the chat, right? That's a great deal, right? And so I just want to visually show you. Students always ask me like, how long will I be in Promise? So if you start with us in fall, that's going to be August 2025. After you graduate from high school, you'll have access from fall 25 all the way through summer 2027. So it's a long time that you get to be with us, and we want to support you all the way to when you finish, right? So don't stress. We got you. Once you graduate, you can join Promise. And there's not a lot of requirements that you have to kind of fulfill for Promise because we work it within our admission system. So everyone has to apply for admission. Everybody gets in. You apply for the Promise. Kay can probably answer better than I, but the Promise application probably takes around maybe 1 to 2 minutes. It's not very long. We don't ask for essays. We don't ask for letters of recommendation. It's just that you finished high school and you're coming right to us from high school to join. Or if you're finished high school 30 years ago and you're like, I've never been to college before and now I want to go. Guess what? You can also do Promise. And then we have another pathway too if you identify with a specific population. And I'll put it in the chat. I'll just try to keep this as quick and short as possible. Janos, or Kay's gonna already link that Promise uh, website in the chat, and just go ahead and take a look and identify. You can see those populations, but we actually support specifically our students from the College of Continuing Education. Maybe you identify as an LGBTQ plus student. If you're formerly incarcerated, a foster youth student, former foster youth student, if you are undocumented. I know right now there's a lot of uncertainty for our undocumented students, and we have special support for them, and we want them to know that we're here to help them, right? And finally, like, these funds are raised privately. They're raised privately through donors who say, I want to support our students at SDCCD. And we're one of the only Promise programs that have our special populations um, that can get this funding, especially. So we're really excited about it. So we want you to do it. So not too hard. Next, we have an online student orientation. It's a really great way to just learn about what's at the college. Educational planning with college counselor, right? And I always say college because sometimes they think, oh, if I just say a counselor, you think, oh, I can go, you know, help pick out my classes with my high school counselor. Like, well, no, okay, it's college counselor. You have a college counselor when you go to your college or university. So you want to work with your college counselor, and they'll help you identify what courses you need to take in order to meet all the requirements to either transfer to a university, graduate with your certificate, or even earn an associate's degree or your bachelor's degree. And then lastly, our colleges put on Promise orientations, and these are just meant for you to plug in and get connected. You'll get to meet these folks and know them by name. And a lot of our students come visit and hang out and come to cool programming and eat free food and do cool things with the Promise teams. And they put on great events for students to get plugged in and stay connected, right? Because connectivity is important to us, and we want to make sure that you stay plugged in and we're helping you out. Outside of these admissions uh, items that we ask you to do. And again, majority of you may have done this or not, but I'll kind of just review them specifically. You need to finish high school or some sort of equivalency. Um, this could be, a high school diploma from a San Diego Unified School or a charter school. Could also be a GED, maybe a high school equivalency exam. We do ask you to be a California resident. This means that you lived in the state of California for 1 year and 1 day. Now, where I see the majority of students stumble through this process is if they're possibly their parents are on active duty military. And in that situation, we would just need some paperwork signed by command to make sure that you're listed in our system as a California resident. So I don't want you to stress out. You can go through that process. Next, if you haven't done your financial aid application yet, I don't want to speak for the CalSoap team because they're probably one of the strongest teams that I've ever met, but they're going to be offering some awesome programming to help you complete your application for financial aid. So do not stress, do not freak out. We can help you finish that application, and please do it, because that's the biggest step that we see students struggle with when it comes to not being admitted to Promise. The large majority of students that are coming from high school to the San Diego Promise directly, they get into Promise. There's no issue. It's just we can't let you all in until you finish that application for financial aid. And then finally, we just ask that you enroll in 12 units for the fall semester that you're enrolling with us. We do offer spring admission. So if you just graduated high school in December or maybe even a couple weeks ago, you can be admitted for spring. And our semester starts very shortly, the first week of February. So you still have time if you want to do that, but majority of you, I imagine, will probably be graduating in fall for fall admission, and that semester starts in August. And I have those dates, and if you want a screenshot, I recommend to do so. And Kay's already been awesome and put those dates in the chat for you. Okay, so let's talk about our admissions timeline and what that looks like. And uh, Carla, who hosted this event, thank you to Carla. I don't think it was a mistake. Our application for admission and promise application opened today, January 22nd. So it is live and open. Shout out to Kay for getting that live for us and working through that. That application is live for y'all to submit. Next, I want you to know that our class schedule for fall, that means what classes, what teachers, at what times we will offer your specific courses. You'll be able to look at that in April 14th. So make sure you know what classes to take. Try to meet with the counselor before that so you know and you can identify how to build your schedule. And that's when we post our class schedule online. Next, if you want to see what time I get to register, it's just like the lunch line back in elementary school or high school where we have an order of who registers first. A lot of times our students that have been with us for a little bit, they'll be front of the line, and then our new students tend to be near the rear end of the line. But if you finish this process early, you can register sooner. But you need to know when you register. So April 17th is when we load that into your student portal for you to check. Next, our registration begins by appointment on April 28th. Now, you may register first if you qualify for specific things, like if you're a student that maybe had an IEP or a 504 plan, you could get priority, which means front of the line for registration. So please just be cognizant and remember April 28th is when registration starts. Check your registration date before that date so you know when to register. And then finally, if you miss April 28th, do not start registering after May 19th. You want to make sure you're ready at May 19th to register if you miss those above dates, because that is when everybody is eligible to register. So May 19th is when you get to register. So I'll wait 2 seconds, 1, 2, for you to take a quick screenshot if you want it, and we're going to move forward. Now, oh, fall semester begins, excuse me, August 25th. That's my dad's birthday. Shout out to my dad. Although I don't think he'll watch this. Maybe I'll send it to him. But yeah, August 25th. Now, promise deadlines. We do ask that students apply as soon as possible. If you're a student that's like not sure about going to community college, maybe you're trying to get into Harvard, Yale, UC San Diego, SDSU. The Promise application is free. It doesn't cost money. Our application for admission is free. It doesn't cost money. What I always see is students, they say they come and tell us after, oh, I didn't do it because I was waiting for my admissions decision and I missed the deadline. Nothing bad can happen to you if you just apply to Promise. I highly recommend to apply to Promise, apply for admission to our district. That way you basically saving your spot in line for Promise. Just in case it doesn't work out at your four-year college or university, or you change your mind, or life happens. Apply. It's still there waiting for you. There's nothing negative that can come from just applying and saving your spot in line. So I highly recommend that. We do have a priority deadline for Promise, and it's April 4th. That's really meant to help you to register early. We want you to register as early as you can. So we ask students to register or to apply by April 4th so we can get you through the process by then. Finally, our application deadline And again, folks, please don't be the person that says, "Oh, Luke, I missed the deadline." Just apply now. Like, don't stress about it. Like, literally apply now. Don't worry about it. Apply. They don't wait. You don't have to stress. But September 12th, that's the deadline to apply. And then we do ask that all requirements for San Diego Promise are completed by September 26th at 11:59 sharp. We're gonna pull. No, I'm just kidding. We're not gonna be up that late, but we do ask the deadline is that date. Okay, so make sure you get it in. That way we can get you all in for Promise. Okay, now these are a lot of phone numbers, and I'm gonna ask Kay to put this in the chat. But the reason I say the Promise office is because I want all of you to connect with Promise. And the Promise, they got some great people that are there to help you. And they don't really mess around. They want to support you. They want to make sure that they're helping you, that they're getting you through this process. They don't want you to do it on your own, right? So I just want you to know that connect with the Promise, make sure that you're plugged in with them, and they're going to be your biggest support system. I promise you that. No pun, right? They're going to be there to help you. So you got all your Promise information, and Kay will put that in the chat for you. And we're going to make sure that you have a good experience getting started. Okay. Now, that is all I have, but I just want to leave you with one story before we go. Okay, and then we'll call it an evening. Or I don't really see any questions in the Q&A unless I missed it. But I'll say this, and I think Kay's probably heard this and Carla's probably heard, so I'll get a little deep for a minute. Okay. A lot of times when students, when they graduate high school, they think like, I'm just going to go to work. I'm just going to get started. And I'm just going to just start earning money. And that's okay. But if no one's ever told you before, I want you to know that if you want to do college and if you want to do something that you thought would never be possible, I sit here today as a community college graduate, and I dreamed and hoped that one day I'd be able to have my own family and to be able to support my parents. Between my parents, they worked 6 jobs. My dad worked 3 jobs. My mom worked two, to just survive, not to thrive. And I remember vividly seeing my dad at my college. My dad was the custodian at UC San Diego, or UC Santa Barbara, excuse me. And I saw what hard work was at a young age, and I wanted to make him proud. So I just want you to know that even if no one has spoken life into you and said that college is possible or doing a career far beyond what anyone has done in your family, I want you to know it's possible. And college is a great way for you to open a door to things that you never knew what was possible for you, and to achieve things that you never knew would be possible. A lot of our students do amazing things in life, and I believe that you can be someone at our district. I believe that you belong at our district, and I believe that you will become something great, far greater than you ever thought would be possible. And I believe that because we see it every day, and we see it when students graduate and the smiles on their faces. So if there's a college that you want to get to, and maybe your GPA isn't where it needs to be to get into that college, but you want to go to that college, you can start with us so we can help you get to that college. And I'll leave it there, but I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me this evening or whenever you consume this presentation. But thank you so much, and a huge thank you to Cal Soap. I'll hang tight if there's any questions, if we want to open it up in the chat or the Q&A. Carla, I don't know if you have anything to add.
I don't have any, I don't see any questions in the Q&A or in the chat, but I will just give one more minute in case anybody wants to ask a question. Feel free to put it in the chat. Feel free to put it in the Q&A. As I mentioned before, this is going to be up on the CalSOAP San Diego website starting tomorrow, so you'll have access to the slide deck and to this recording as well. But I want to thank you so much to Kay and so much to Luke for being here and supporting us. And this is, if you enjoyed this presentation and learned something from it, and there were other people you knew who couldn't be here today, please recommend it to them. It'll be on our website, and that's a great free resource for people to hook up with. I have nothing further. Anything else, Luke or Kay?
That's it for me. Thank you all, and
Okay.
don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Reach out to us. We're here for you.
All right. Thank you very much. I'll go ahead and end for tonight, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Carla.